How to clean the Hatsan Escort semi-automatic shotgun. First, we're going to undo this threaded cap right here. It'll come off. That part will slide out. And as you can see, unlike the Remington 870, this guy, she actually gets dirty. In order to get the barrel out, your bolt has to be forward. So we're going to go ahead and push the button on there, the bolt release, and then the barrel will come right out. To get this bolt out, the easiest way I found is let it go all the way forward, and then there is a little divot in that metal. I'm not sure if you can see that. And then if you pull that out, it should come out. So that's the divot I was talking about, and then that's the little dimple on this handle. And then that all should come out, spring, bolt, everything. Okay, so this where the gases is going to be the dirtiest part, but if you want to take your fire control group as well, punch, hammer, ideally something to set it up on. So there's some underneath, ideally something hard, but this will work. There's one pin, there's the other. That one's easy. Okay, now this whole fire control group should drop down. And this doesn't get as dirty as where all the gases go, but there's some random things, like there's some old shotgun shell shreds and pieces in here, so we'll clean this as well. Nothing in the stock is used for cycling the gun, so all of the springs and gases are up here, so we're going to leave that on and not worry about cleaning it. So go grab your favorite gun cleaner. I'm going to be using Ball Stall today, and spray everything that looks dirty, spray it down. So put a little bit up here in the receiver, a little in this tube. I'm not going to spray the fire control group because I don't want to get a ton of greases in there because it can get really dirty. You can if you want, but you got to clean them out real good. Spray the bolt. It's not as important to spray on the barrel, but spray on the barrel a little bit down there. Spray across the spring. We'll spray this part. No clue what it's called. That part. That part. Spray in here. Heck, Ball Stall doesn't damage plastic, so we're even gonna spray in here as well. Okay, now there's no rocket science to this. You're just gonna wipe everything down. I like to use paper towels. Any part where it's not just as simple as wiping down, I'll stop and give a little bit more instruction. To get in some of these nooks and crannies, sometimes it's nice to use like a toothbrush or a stick or something to help push the paper towel in. And pull this spring out. I found it doesn't get that dirty, and it's kind of a pain because you have to have one of those tools, I don't even know what it's called off the top of my head, that pinches this metal part in. And I have one, but I'm too lazy to get it out. Okay, if you want to take the bolt apart, you do push that pin out and then this pin out. This pin goes out the bottom, so this is the back of your bolt. This is the front, so this one goes out the bottom, and then this one comes out the top. I'm not going to do it because you can see it's not dirty enough in there for me to worry about that. So, and then just keep wiping down parts. Okay, so in the fire control group, we're not going to take this apart because it can get complicated real fast. But there are some little shreds of shotgun shell. I'm just going to use this pick and get those out. They're so small, they're probably not going to cause any problems. And I'm just going to wipe down the places that I can get to. There's not enough grime in here for me to really be concerned to take anything apart or really get a brush out and go ham on this. Okay, springs, they take a little while because you're just going to kind of twist it through your Moving on to the next one. Okay, this part does get some grime in it. A lot of the gases go in here, but a nylon brush and scrubbing and some elbow grease can go a long ways. Okay, so there you go. That part's all clean. I did use this brass brush, so it's softer than the steel, so it shouldn't hurt it. And this little gasket, we're going to wipe him down as well. Okay, and then this handle, it also gets pretty dirty as well, as you can see. Okay, so this piece in the handle, you can honestly leave it in there. If you want to get it out, you have to pull off this rubber gasket right there, and then also pull off this metal ring. Now, I have honestly never done it because you don't really need to do it, but I am going to do it today just because I haven't cleaned this gun in forever. Okay, so there's that gasket off. Okay, so the best way I found to get the metal clip off is you take a screwdriver and you push one end down and then grab that end down with your finger. Now you have one end off, and then we're going to push the other part off with the screwdriver. Oh gosh. Okay, so now I have the top part of that retaining clip off. that groove. Okay, then I'm gonna take something small just to kind of push it off the groove further down and around. And then there's that other groove that's gonna fall into, so that's gonna make you just love life again. So now we gotta repeat the process. Okay, so that part's off. Now this part is out. Now my recommendation is you don't get it out because it's not worth, the juice is not worth the squeeze to clean in there because it's not a critical part. But if you were wondering, that's how you do it. Now that I have it open, I might as well clean it here. Okay, so on the barrel, there's two places we're gonna clean. You can see the little gas ports there, so we're gonna clean all in here. And then we're also, of course, gonna clean the whole barrel. So clean it just like we clean everything else. Spray with Ballistol, wipe her down. So to clean out the barrel, I already sprayed a bunch of Ballistol in there. I mean, we can just wipe the parts that we can see. But then for inside, I like to just take a paper towel wad and just ram it in there, a cleaning rod, to push it all the way through. More time. Okay, as you can see, even on the second one, it came through pretty clean, so I'm gonna call that a day. If you want, you can get dedicated things to go in there. See, this is 12 for a 12 gauge. Don't worry about that. Okay, so now all our parts are clean. We're left with a big pile of nasty paper towels. So now we're gonna put Humpty Dumpty back together and make sure it's lubed. Okay, first things first, we'll put this back together. So we're gonna take the biggest gasket, if you took it off, we're gonna feed that back on there. We're gonna put this in that little notch where that was at. We're gonna take the metal retaining clip and then hate ourselves as you stretch it over and get it into that groove right there. Okay, so I got it into that first groove. Use a screwdriver to. Okay, now we gotta get this rubber gasket back over the tube. Okay, right angle pick saves the day. Okay, now that part is back together. Thank heavens, because it was royal pain in the butt. Okay, next we're gonna take the spring. Slide it on our tube. You can see I didn't get that perfectly clean, but yeah, it's good enough. I'm gonna take this part, this slides on just like that. That part faces forward. I'm gonna put this on here. Now, we're gonna take our bolt. That's gonna go on top there, and that's gonna slide back into the receiver. This is a tricky part. So I'm holding this spring, and then I gotta push back on the bolt to align that in there, so I can wiggle jiggle that handle in, and now this is good to go there. Okay, to put the firing control group back in, we're gonna put it in the same way it came out. Take a hammer with a nylon head, tap that back into place. Take this other one, same thing. Okay, now that part's looking pretty good. This part goes on there. There's this other rubber gasket thingy on the front. This whole thing, barrel slides on just like that. We take our grip, it slides over the whole top of that. We take our cap, throw that on the top, and that'll kind of ratchet down just like that. Okay, now last steps we have are we got to make sure this is well lubricated. So to be completely honest with you, you can use grease, or honestly, just like to use Ballistol and get it nice and lubed in there. Back go forward. Okay, and then I will wipe off some of the excess. Okay, the very last part is I like to wipe down the whole gun. I might have gotten some greases somewhere, some Ballistol in places, and so we'll just wipe down the whole thing. Okay, now I wiped out the whole outside. If you do live in a humid environment, I recommend taking some of your favorite gun oil and then wiping down the outside with that, rag covered in that. And then you can make sure everything locks back. The bolt release works good. Make sure it's clear, and you can dry fire it to make sure that everything works there. Okay, and that is how you clean the Hatsan Escort. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, jokes, or anything else, please put in the comment section below. As always, guys, thanks for watching.